Okay, guys, we are with Katie Gish today, and she has... So, Katie and I have been friends for a while. We love music. We talk about music all the time. And in fact, she's been in Epic My Orchestra with me and is an amazing, amazing musician. So I didn't actually watch the Grammys, mostly because I'm so focused on some creations that I'm doing right now. And obviously I'm really into music. I help people get on Billboard charts, and I do a lot of things with musicians all the time. So I'm glad that she's here to give me a little bit of a recap. And I know she has a bone to pick with the Grammys a little bit, which is a good thing. So how were the Grammys?
So Sunday night was the Grammys, and this is like, I'm way into music, so this is obviously an event I look forward to all year.
Right.
So Grammys come, and I'm so excited because when they did like the Grammy nomination ceremony, right? Yeah, It was the most diverse group since the Grammys started. There were people from the LGBT community, the black community. There was Cubans with Camila Cabello, and like everyone was looking forward because there was this huge, diverse, strong woman power, and everyone was so excited. Right. So I was like, I'm going to be there right when it starts and watching the red carpet.
So I'm hoping a lot of women won stuff, but I'm not going to guess yet. I just realized we should probably introduce Stu as well. Oh, hey. So Stu's my right-hand man. He's literally on my right side here. Is it right or left on here? I can't. Anyway.
I think
it doesn't matter.
It's left on there.
He's been a DJ. He's actually a solar guy and real estate, and he's into all kinds of amazing things. But he is one of the funniest and funnest guys that I know.
Yes, and my first love is music. So Katie, Nate, there's a reason I'm here. Yeah. So I'm back to my first love.
Yeah. So there's a reason why Stu is here. Sorry.
Yeah. In fact, it popped up on my phone today. It's been exactly 1 year since I auditioned for you.
Really?
For Epic. Yeah.
Oh, happy 1 year.
Do I get to bring the bottled water to celebrate?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so continue. Please tell me that some women won some Grammys.
You would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
One woman won a Grammy that night. One?
And
that was Alicia Cara, and I love her, and I was so excited for her, but one woman out of the entire nominations won.
Is this like the first time, though? Like, because I remember
it's not,
though. No, it's not?
Since 2013, 90.7% of Grammy nominations have been male.
Huh.
And it's not...
So do we know who's voting? Okay, I think you have to actually get certified somehow to actually vote on the Grammys. I know there's some sort of process that you go through, and you send like a letter in, and I can't remember exactly. You have to be a part of the thing to vote. And I know there are plenty of women in that group.
Yeah, and there's a complete 50 split in the music industry. Like, you see women all over the place. There's no excuse why they wouldn't be getting Grammys.
Right.
And the Academy, people are really mad about that. He flat out told people at the Grammys, women need to step up, is what he said. And I was like, we are stepping up. We are. It's just you're not giving us the Grammys.
It's not like you're not producing good music.
Yeah.
Women are producing
amazing
amazing
music.
We
have Pink and Kesha and Demi Lovato and Camila Cabello and Alicia Cara. Like, we are stepping up. Like, what is he talking about?
What exactly does he want?
Like, what more does he want?
Right.
Like, we're on the top 10 if you look on the charts. Like, it's Camila Cabello and Alicia Cara and Praying by Kesha and Pink. And, like, what more does he want? Like, we're getting Grammys.
Right.
Like, we're not getting Grammys. That's the problem. Like, we're there.
All right, you guys, let us know if you watch the Grammys, and if you have any questions about the Grammys, we'd love to hear. And tell us what women maybe should have won. I mean, what do you think? What women should have won? Kesha? Yeah.
Flat down. So the one that I got mad about, I think it was for Best Pop Song.
Yeah.
There were 3 amazing women nominated, and Ed Sheeran won. And don't get me wrong, I love Ed Sheeran. Like, I listen to his music.
Yeah, of course.
But no way should he have won over Kesha's Praying. No way. Because the thing of the Me Too project that was going around, is she is like the big head of this because she was sexually and physically assaulted by her producer.
Right. Yep.
And she was scared out of her mind, and he had like, you know, like the cuffs around her and like, you can't go anywhere because you can't live without me. You wouldn't be successful without me. And finally she said, you know what? I can't do this anymore.
Right.
And she came out. He took all her money and came out, and she was like, I'm going to make an album about this. So she wrote, she wrote Praying completely raw, only with a piano, and sang Praying. And that song is a complete, like, you know, F you to her producer. And she was scared, and he could have threatened her or done whatever he wanted. And she came out and did that. And that song didn't deserve a Grammy.
You know, I am really thankful that this stuff is happening right now. I'm not a huge fan of people focusing on the negative because I'm a believer in the law of attraction, and when you focus on something, you get more of it.
Yeah,
but
you get more depressed.
But I am a fan of coming out and saying, let's give women their dues. Let's give women an equal share in everything. The real problem is it's ingrained in our society and has been since the beginning of man. I mean, the whole idea that women are weaker than men and that men should have the power and that they should have the ability to do whatever, it's an old view. And so I get it, you know, back when we're hunter-gatherers, maybe men could hunt and gather better than women.
Yeah,
I don't know.
In biology, men do have the upper muscle, but right now, like, we're in a society where we don't need to survive in the wild with ourselves.
So we're not in that place anymore.
Yeah, that stigma isn't relevant anymore.
So now that we're not hunting and gathering, perhaps we're in a place where we can talk about this for real, and we can talk about people on merits. Because that's what we should be talking about, is their merits, not their sex, not their race, none of the externals. It's the internals that matter.
Yes.
So, Kesha, okay, who's the next pick? Let's give
Pink.
some real shout-outs to the women. Pink, yeah,
Pink,
she's strong.
Alicia Beth Moore. That woman is incredible.
Yeah.
She's probably, I would say, she's also like my favorite person in the world, but like, I would say she's one of our generation, is one of the she's one of the strongest women in our music industry, besides Kesha.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Her song, What About Us, was all about the minorities in America. And if you watch her video, it's very inspiring. And it's all about, like, what about us? What about the minorities? Why aren't you seeing us? Why can't you hear us?
Yeah.
What about us?
Yeah.
And it's about, like, there's these two gay guys that are going back and forth, and then there's the Cuban and Puerto Rico and, like, the Mexican immigrants that are all in this video, and it's so empowering, and they all just come together at the end, and they're like, what about us? Like, why can't you see us?
And that's what I really liked about Firework when Katy Perry came out with that.
Yeah, Firework was amazing too.
Yeah. And was it the last Grammys that Pink talked about her daughter?
Willow.
And about being strong?
I think that was American Music Awards a couple months ago.
Okay.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, you are like, I want you to be my mom. Like,
I know, right?
like, that's amazing.
No offense, Mom, because
no
you're an awesome mom.
She's my favorite.
She's probably watching you right now.
Metaphor. I want more her to be my best friend. But
So, Stu, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, love Pink already too. There was several songs in her first album came out, so I'm glad that you said that your generation, because I feel old. I'm 48.
I mean, we have people like
when I started with music, I
Stevie
had
Nicks, like
that's my mom's favorite.
Yeah.
When I started DJing at age 13, I'm 48. I had a double cassette player and a record player with either a 45 or a 33. Does that mean anything to you guys?
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
So that's when I started DJing, and then half Mexican. My dad's Scottish, and I was born in Japan.
Oh.
Grew up in Texas. My best friends were black, family's Catholic, we're Mormon faith.
Yeah, so you would
I'm
see
used
the
to
struggles,
variety.
right?
So yeah, just the fact that Pink, I love her music from her first album, Don't Let Me Get Me, all this other stuff, to see what she's doing now as a mother.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm
Willow?
live, but is it Jeremy, who's her ex-boyfriend, husband, the skater,
Yes.
biker?
The motorbiker.
Motorbiker, yeah.
Yeah, BMX.
And just that whole relationship too. But she's a powerhouse Thank you.
Carrie Hart.
Carrie. She's a powerhouse woman, and I have 3 younger sisters, and she reminds me a lot of my younger sister. I have a brother who's a 6'6" version of me. Football, basketball in
Nice.
Texas. My sister grew up with us two. She played in LSU, SEC, toughest
yeah.
women conference.
Yeah.
So I'm all about strong, powering women. So
Yeah, exactly.
to hear this and to see what you like and how we all have that common denominator
Yeah.
is very, very touching.
I like the thing that she brought out, and the Willow was getting picked on in school, she said. And she said, people say I look too much like a boy.
Boy,
Yeah.
And then Pink said, well, I have short hair. Do I look like a boy? No, Mama, you're beautiful. Well, I'm out here on stage looking like that. Do you think I'm not getting fans? No, Mama. And she just went on to that, and then Willow was like, yes, Mama. And then realized.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I want to talk to any of the teenagers out there, anyone who's in school. There are going to be people who say really stupid, terrible, and mean things to you. I don't want you to focus on those people. Look, you create in life what you focus on. Ignore that. Move on from that. I don't tell my kids anymore, tell someone to stop, because that gives them more power. I tell them to move away, get out of there, do something else, because then they don't get the privilege of having your focus and attention. If you want to change the world, you change yourself. That's it. You can't change anybody else. It's not even possible. Don't focus on the bullies. Don't focus on the people who are giving you the negative. There's so much beauty out there. So many beautiful people and amazing people who want to help you, who want to be a part of your life, and who love you for who you are. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks or says or does, because who you are is an amazing creator. You are a creator who can do anything that you want when you focus on it. You can be or have anything that you want. Just leave everybody else out of it. All the negative naysayers, all the people who are getting under your skin, don't let them get under your skin. Don't focus on that anymore. It's the positive, it's the beauty, it's the love and the joy. Find a way to bring that out in other people, and they will bring it out in you too. So don't focus on anybody else. Remember, you are loved by so many more people than just those few people who may bully you or may say negative things about you. And I promise you, as you grow up and as you become an adult, you'll realize that you really draw people to you. And the only way to draw the people you want to you is to focus on the people that you want in your life and stop focusing on the people that you don't want. That's it. So let's talk about more of the strong women in music. Look, I love Adele, personally.
I love Adele.
She's amazing. The thing about Adele that I love is that she is not the blonde bombshell, the prototypical woman, the sexualized, thing. She's this beautiful, strong woman.
And she's totally comfortable in her skin. And she's
Yeah.
amazing. She's not like the typical skinny to the bones lady, and I love it.
Yeah. And she writes music that I wish I could write.
It's deep, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I just love, there was one time, in that famous picture of her carrying all these Grammys, and I was like, you deserve that.
Yeah.
And there was one year where there was like another song, kind of like, it wasn't like Praying, but it was something like that, and she's like, you know what, I've gotten so many Grammys. She broke the Grammy and gave it to the other nominee, and I was like, you go. And that was kind of just like, you know what, the Academy doesn't decide it, the population and our fans decide it.
Well, and how awesome would it be, by the way, we're putting all this emphasis on the Grammys, but how awesome would it be if we realized that music is not about Grammys, it's not about awards, it's not about any of that stuff. It's about how it moves us and how it changes society and how it brings this inspiration into our world. It's that inspiration that moves us all forward. Look, I know there's angry music out there, and I know that, I get that, but sometimes anger is much better than depression. You take back your power.
Yeah.
And if these artists can help people move forward with their emotions, I can't think of anything you can do that's more important than that.
Yeah, and the thing is, with anger, like, Kesha was obviously very angry,
Right.
and she wrote that beautiful, raw moment, and it's just, music's about those moments and other people relating. Because I'm sure there were probably thousands of girls relating to that song.
Yeah, right.
And so it's about the change.
Helping them take back their power.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's inspiring, and all these women are like, you know what? I'm going to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
And it's about the change, and not about...
Yeah. And
what
if I can
everyone else
say
is.
anything to anyone today, it's take your power. Realize you have amazing power and use it. You are not helpless. Other people are not. I mean, it may feel like your parents are controlling you all the time. It may feel like teachers are controlling you all the time. It may feel like everything's out of control. But realize you do have control. You always have control. And you are a powerful being. And that's why Pink, I think, is so inspiring. Because she gets that message out, too. And I think a lot of these strong women vocalists get that message out.
Yeah, and the thing is, right after she had the baby, of course, she did What About Us on the American Music Awards, and she was covering her stomach, because obviously she just had a baby. And everyone was like, Pink gained so much weight. And I was like, she just had a baby. I was like, are you kidding me? And I was just like, and she went up to them, and she's like, you know what? This is my body. It is my choice, whether I lose the weight again or if I don't. She's like, I don't care what others think. This is my body. And it was just amazing. And just, if I could tell one thing to the teenagers nowadays, that is your body. You do whatever you want with it. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you've gained weight. It doesn't matter if you're tall and if you have acne everywhere. It's your body.
Stu and I never had acne.
No, not at all.
Lucky.
Yeah, that's so this generation.
I'm sorry to say that.
No. When I was in junior high, which was my least favorite time of my life, but it's one of the things that formed me the most into who I am. So now it's one of my favorite times of my life because it really formed me. I literally, between class periods, we had like 8 class periods or something, I would every single break go to the bathroom and wash my face. Because I had such bad acne. Like, it was horrible. I felt like I had chickenpox all the time, like my eyes were swollen or something, and like I was deformed Quasimodo, you know. Man, that stuff doesn't even matter. Like, as you grow older, you look back and you're like, I was so freaked out about nothing. Everybody goes through it. Everybody's self-conscious. Like,
and that's
people almost rarely care.
Yeah.
Like, they're worried about themselves to care about your acne. Like, it doesn't even matter to other people.
I think that's something I need to work on personally, because I'm so concerned about my acne all the time. Like, I cover it with the side of my hair. But
I've never even noticed your acne.
I know.
You don't even really have acne,
It's because I put
honestly.
makeup on.
Oh, right.
And that's something I probably need to, like...
Maybe I should have done that in junior high. No, I really should have.
And Katie, I wouldn't have even thought about that until you just pointed it out. Now
exactly.
I'll be looking at you be self-conscious.
Yeah.
But you know what? There are some out there who have it, and it's pretty freaking obvious. I mean, it's hard to bypass that. Just relax. And I promise you, the second you relax is the second it goes away.
Because there's not so much
Honestly,
stress. Yeah.
Yes, right. It's the stress.
And just to, if I can, Katie, to speak to that, I told you about my one sister. I have 3 younger sisters. When women get pregnant, you sacrifice your body for life, for birth. And you guys might know the stats. Isn't it like 20 to 30 pounds on average that you gain, a gal?
Yeah.
And then
A lot of women don't lose it either.
And Nate and I could lose 20 or 30 pounds. And this is stuff that we did on our own volition because we had a coupon at all-you-can-eat pizza or whatever the reason.
Chuck-a-rama, baby. No, you know what? I think the beautiful thing about life is that we are all so different. And being different, it means we have different desires and we have different abilities. And I don't care where your IQ is. I don't care if you fit society's idea of beautiful. I don't care if you're heterosexual or bisexual or multisexual or non. I don't know. I don't care what you are. You are a strong, beautiful, powerful creator. That's why you're here. You have a real purpose and a real draw, a real drive to change things in the world. And that's why you are the way you are. Don't change that. That's powerful. That is, trying to be like everybody else is, it's like having 20 apple pies and one blueberry pie, and you want to be like all the other pies, and now you only have one choice. That's the most ridiculous thing ever.
And that's the thing. Life is interesting because people are different. Like, look at Elton John. Like, he was just, like, out there, and he's one of the most famous singers of our time. And it's amazing. And if we were all the same, how boring would life be?
So that's why today is a celebration of our Grammys, because it's bringing out the idea now, and a lot of people are paying attention to, let's celebrate women. Let's celebrate the minorities. Let's celebrate these people who perhaps aren't getting the attention they deserve, and they really do.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Me Too project. How many people were wearing those white roses on their chests and carrying them around because they care about women? Yeah. And you could see the mass majority of change at the Grammys.
Yeah.
It was just amazing seeing.
Yeah. I mean, even Oprah coming out, and I mean, there's so many people who rightfully should be behind this movement. And now, I wish there was more that I knew about what I could proactively do rather than what we shouldn't do, but that's a small point.
Yeah. It's just about, like, supporting those that are. So, like, the first thing I did, first thing I heard when Kesha was coming out album, I was like, I don't care how bad this album is. Right. I need to go out and buy it and support her because she needs the money and she needs to get this out there. So I went
and how do we
vote
when we're not a member of the Grammy voting commission? We vote with our money.
We fight back.
Right.
We
do a show like this, right?
Yeah, we let our voices be heard.
All right, guys, if you're watching, comment below with the hashtag #MeToo. Okay? I don't care if it's Me Too, literally meaning that you went through that. Everybody is a part of this. Every single person. Every person knows a woman who's been through it.
Yeah, it's a great point. And I'm going to be posting later on YouTube, and I'll put the links down to Pink and Kesha's music videos for Praying and Praying and What About Us. So go and support those videos so we can get them up and going and part of the Me Too project.
Okay. All right, so we can continue to talk about women in the Grammys. Is there anything else about the Grammys you'd like to talk about?
I think the main point was women and minorities not getting represented at the Grammys, and there's a lot of artists that are really mad about it. So that was my main part for the Grammys. And,
Are there any minorities that you can think of, maybe not necessarily women, that maybe didn't get their due?
I think Sam Smith is actually someone that we need to start supporting more.
Love Sam.
Sam Smith is such an incredible guy, and as soon as people found out he was gay, his ratings went down. And I was like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? And I was like, Sam Smith has this very, powerhouse, soulful voice, and I was like, look at him, like, he's amazing. Like, how can we not be supporting him?
It's interesting that somehow finding out that someone is gay would make their music and the power of their music somehow change for you?
Yeah, and people were supporting it and loving it, and like, obviously you connected with his music. Why would that change anything?
The problem I have with that mostly is that it's mostly religious people. As far as I'm aware, now I'm not trying to lump everybody into one category, but it seems like a lot of religious people, when they find out someone is gay, stop following them. Which is interesting, and it seems so opposite, if you're Christian, of what Christ would do. It seems so opposite. I mean, who did he hang out with when he was on Earth?
He was the one being the minority.
Yeah, like, he hung out with the minorities.
He hung out. He
hung out with the harlot, who was at the time punishable by death. Like, he hung out with the people who at that time would be equivalent, perhaps, to what we would say is gay, or maybe some of these minorities that the religious right don't like. By the way, I am a religious right, but I'm just not. I'm not that way.
Yeah.
I don't.
The thing is, he helped the poor. He helped those in need, and those in need right now are the minorities.
Right.
And so, if you're really following Jesus Christ's Bible and studies, you'd be the one going out.
Now, I do need to back up and say something really quickly. Mm-hmm. We are in the United States of America. This country was formed to give power to the minorities. And the United States may actually be the best country in the world. at recognizing minorities and women.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to take anything away from our country because I believe it's amazing. And I believe actually what we're doing is, but this is what our country does. This like us being on
Use our
Facebook and
voice.
talking about
Yep.
it and bringing attention to and celebrating these minorities is an amazing thing.
Since the beginning of history, we have Black History Month coming up.
Yeah.
Like, they stood up and fought, and we have the women's right movement that stood up and fought, and now it's our turn, and
Right.
it's our generation that we need to stand up and fight.
Right.
And so that's just American history
Yeah.
coming together, and
Yeah.
we're part of history right now.
I'm proud of my country. I mean, I'm Captain America right now here, but I'm proud that we're able to do things that no other country can do. Right. I mean, there's you look at other countries, you go, wow, I didn't realize that you don't have laws that support minorities. I didn't realize that women don't have these powers that they do in our country. Mm-hmm. So I have to say I'm thankful for where we are, and I don't want to be so negative on the Grammys because quite frankly it is kind of their freedom to do things their way. Mm-hmm. But it's also our freedom to not recognize the Grammys or
yeah, it's totally their free speech and what they wanted to be the winners, but then again,
it's okay.
Yeah.
and in fact, it may be a very good thing that they did that. It may, in fact, end up that it's these Grammys that help us realize there's so much more to celebrate than just white men making music, or even black men making music. I don't know. Certainly, there are plenty of rappers and people who do get a lot of notoriety. But man, women.
I think it's more the fact that women needs to support women a little bit more, I think, because there's always this like, I need to win, I need to win. You need to celebrate when a minority wins in general.
Right.
Like if I was up against somebody and they won and they were like, let's say like Camila Cabello, she was like a woman and like a minority herself, I'd be like, yeah, I'm glad you won. Like, I'm so happy.
So should we support women just because they're women?
Depends, because there are women in general that probably aren't the best people either, and that's their right. Like, that's fine. But yeah, I'm thinking more right side of history. Because there's definitely women out there that are on back in the days. But
right.
we just
Okay. So really, the point is we need to celebrate those who are amazing people, regardless of status of race or sexuality or
gender,
sex. Yeah, any of that. All right. Well, Katie, I'm so glad that we're able to talk about this.
Yeah, me too.
It's kind of a divisive subject.
Mm-hmm. I know. There's probably lots of people disagreeing with me, but you know what?
It's okay. That's why we live here. That's why it's a great country.
Yeah. Focus on the positive, not the negative.
Focus
You'll
on
be
the
happy.
positive. Okay, you guys, make sure to like and share this video. Katie's been working really hard on getting some channels moving, and she's a pretty amazing creator.
Thank you.
She should be supported as a woman who is an amazing creator.
Thank you.
As much as Kesha.
Yes.
She will be the next Pink with a violin.
Yes. Hopefully it's changing the world.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add before we end?
Just like and subscribe, please.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe, like she said. Make comments because that helps with algorithms and things. And till next time, be the creators you were created to be.
Yep. Encourage you to go out and support your minorities.
Go ahead and yeah. Okay. Peace out.
Yes, right there.
Yep.